It's homecoming, Grayson. What's it feel
Homecoming.
like? Does it feel like homecoming to you tonight?
It feels like there's a lot of people here. Everyone's excited about Syracuse coming to town in the top 15. If you had put on the calendar in October going Syracuse is going to be undefeated coming in town, I don't think people would have really been like, how literally resurrect their jobs from the July. So I'm excited to see what
I want to say if this week I put a post up, there was a poll. I said, "What's the toughest game going down the schedule?" And I listed Syracuse, Louisville, Notre Dame, Miami. And guess who? Louis. It was Syracuse. Again, prior to the season, you would have never ever picked Syracuse to be the toughest game out of that bunch. Especially, I would have thought Miami, or maybe Notre Dame would have. It's Syracuse, right? 14 in the country. This group, they shally tomorrow, 12 kickoff, ABC Sports, ready to go.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go. But let's rewind the clock a little bit back to Florida State. A little bit of a scare. The Tigers came on top 34-27. They were up 34-14 at a time. This game, please.
Well, I think you saw a team that kind of distracted at the end, because what happened to Doak the other night was when we sat in the press box, and I pointed out in the third quarter how empty it got.
Right.
They got 34 fans just kind of left the place, but that team on the home side didn't give up. They kept playing, and the result, Clemson kind of got into a lull. Offensively, they went into a really conservative run mode, trying to kill clock, and then you saw Florida State take advantage of their possessions and work the clock. And next thing you know, we had a ball game that was you were down the field with about 3 minutes left, and I was like, hey, they're about to score again. Yeah.
What happened is, I think it was 34-20, and we were running down, and then we got down the field, and there was like touchdown Florida State. I looked, I was like, Gary, what just happened?
Yeah. I think we just got on the field when the onside kick happened, and watched that happen, and then we walked out there and we watched the team come down and do the alma mater, all that good old stuff. But I hear tonight looking around, and folks are everywhere. Folks, homecoming is full on mode here. I see Coach Zach Fulmer over there from the football team over there with his kids over here playing. And I see Josh from I Bleed Orange hanging out over here. He'll be on later when we do our pick segment. Hey, I gotta tell you something.
Okay.
Guess where I'm having breakfast tomorrow?
I'm gonna guess. Is it Eggs Up?
Eggs Up Grill and Clemson. Just came on board today. Josh went out, and he's our new marketing director. And Josh went out and hooked us up with Eggs Up Grill. Met with those guys, Jackson and Darby, man, and it's cool guys and local owners from right here in town. Jackson grew up here. He's a 1994 Daniel High School grad.
There you go.
It's local blood, and folks, go to Eggs Up Diner. There'll be a line out the door tomorrow. I promise you, always is that place. But I'm telling you, it's worth every penny.
So when Dabo said go get a biscuit and go to the game, he meant go to Eggs Up and get a biscuit.
He meant go to Eggs Up, and they got the killer waffles.
They do.
Yeah, killer waffles. So Eggs Up Grill, guys, tomorrow when you go up for breakfast, okay? And then the other thing, for lunch on the way over, Subway. Subway. That's the other big news. Is like we told you last week, Subway Sandwiches of the Upstate now sponsors Clemson Sports News. Two big new sponsors right there. Both of them good food. Both of them good for game day.
Absolutely. So you can get some biscuits at Eggs Up, and then after the Syracuse
load up on some sandwiches for your tailgate.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So go back to the. I'll be honest with you. What I saw late in the game was a team that was just kind of lost its focus. The crowd, like I said, took them out of the game when the crowd kind of went away. I think when the crowd was into the game, you saw football teams more focused, but they lost focus as soon as that play started out, and you saw a lot of mistakes. Dabo showed us at the press conference afterwards. He was not happy with the defensive end, folks. I can promise you that was a point of emphasis all week.
Absolutely. I saw a report that they had a players-only meeting ahead of the Syracuse game, just kind of refocus. Nick Grayson told me on Monday, winning gets hard, man. When you get into this part of the season, each game, everyone's giving you your best shot.
Yep.
They just got to keep that focus, especially going to these games. We have Syracuse, who fully believes that they have a shot here.
Well, you can't blame them. They're 6-0 coming in, and relatively they've had an easy schedule. Get down to it. They played 5 of those games at home. The one away game was against UConn, and they've had a couple games they won, like a last minute win against Purdue, and a game against North Carolina State where they played a team without a quarterback.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things you have to throw in there, but you're not going to take away from the change that's happened with Dino Babers' team with the offensive side of the ball, especially with the quarterback position. This guy couldn't throw the ball 15 yards last year. Now he's one of the top guys in the ACC, and it's all due to the quarterback coach and the offensive coordinator coming over from Virginia.
Yeah, they've transformed that offense into one that complements one another. You have Sean Tucker, who's able to, like ETN in a sense, take it with a snap of the finger, take it to the house, and you got Garrett Schrader, who's really improved in this passing game, his mechanics. Struggled last. I think he actually had a pretty good game last year, 2 touchdowns against Clemson, and a narrow loss last year with the 10-3 season. But what I'm really interested to see is that middle eight success. We actually had an article posted.
Great article. Grayson did a lot of research on this, folks. And that middle eight, that last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 of the second half, big part of how you get successful in college football is by taking momentum. And you get that by coming in and out of the halves with that.
And Clemson's averaging 11 points on offense through through that middle eight period, and they're giving up about 2.18 points per game. So the efficiency when we get to those points, you're going to be really looking at the end of the second quarter, those 2-minute drills, and how does the defense start coming out of halftime? That is where Clemson has shined the most this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Adjustments, and those adjustments, I see the big ones have been made on defense, and you're seeing the learning curve for Wes Goodwin kind of get washed away with more and more games of experience. Wes doing a great job coming out of the locker room making his adjustments, but that loss of focus in the fourth quarter, I think, was a little snap. They had to go back into, and again, that players only meeting might have something to do with that.
Right. I think there's a lot of good to try to look at the positive side of things. Is that sometimes you need that little slap in the face, you need a little bit of a hit in the mouth. Say, hey, gotta refocus. You gotta get that back. Treat it like each quarter, each play, each snap is as important as possible.
I'm telling you, Grace, look, everybody take a look at this scene. It's just beautiful out here. People out here with their families having a good time. Dogs out here playing around. You got everybody out here, and it's just community, And I tell you something. That's one thing. That's one reason I live in Clemson. That's one reason I do this job for a living. Is I love the town. I love to support the town, and I love the university and everything about this whole town and the symbiotic relationship we have with each other. Just a place to come and enjoy things. And then look at this, man. People are just really enjoying this night. Kids are having a good time. You got the bell ringing off right now over there at Tillman. It sounds like a beautiful night here. I think I'm going to leave here when we get done. I think I'm going to go up to Daniel High School and watch Daniel Pendleton.
Oh, that's a matchup.
Meeshawn Kelly, the wide receiver DB over there, he's about to come in, I think, in the next week. So we'll see.
Interesting stuff. So do we want to get into our preview for Syracuse? And
just let's talk Syracuse.
What we expect from both teams, as you guys know, they're fully aware.
Yeah.
Both teams are undefeated. The Orange, Syracuse, coming off of a big win against NC State. Despite the fact Devin Leary didn't play, it's still a talented NC State team from top to bottom. Quality win there. They're coming down to Clemson. All the momentum on both sides. Clemson just came off of a 34-27 victory in Tallahassee. Their 2-game road stretch where they played Boston College and Florida State. They're back home for another week before the bye. This is a big game for the ACC.
Big game for the ACC, big game for Clemson. They've been pumping it out all week on the national media. You see it all over. It's all the ESPN shows, all the sports shows, and tomorrow it'll be featured first thing on game day. I guarantee you, the Orange versus the Orange. 12 o'clock noon kick. So, hey, these guys from these fraternities that spent all week, they're probably all tired, sleeping tonight. Get up and make it over and fill that student section up. And folks, get up early, tailgate early, get into town early. Try to avoid that traffic as it comes into town because it's early game. Again, if you want to get in here, tailgate and watch game day, you got to get in here by 8:30, 9 o'clock and get set up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got to be on your toes for these noon games. You don't have as much time to kind of plan your day out. It's go, 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 go until kickoff.
Yep. So tomorrow, I'm telling you, I'm looking for a lot of people are talking. I heard a lot of guys with high scores. I was at the ACC network today, and those guys were talking 35-31 kind of game. I'm like, really? Wow, interesting.
Wow.
I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing more like what Vegas is seeing, 13.5, 14-point win. I'm looking at more like a Clemson 34-13 kind of win, 34-17 kind of win, that kind of thing.
I'm thinking more 28-10. I think this is going to be a defensive battle in the first half, but I think Clemson's going to start to figure it out on offense. I actually have a comparison for you, Gary. I think this will go similarly to how the Wake Forest game went last year, where you have a team like Wake Forest who had a top 10 merit to them, that they come into town and the talent between Clemson and Wake Forest. There's players on Syracuse, there are players on Wake Forest, but I think at some point they're going to get overwhelmed, and there's going to be a crucial mistake made. And when that happens, Death Valley is going to erupt.
I see a Sweeney over there. Hanging out. Yeah, there's one of the Sweeneys over there. I think the coaching staff's creeping around here somewhere. I'm seeing a lot of family members and stuff, but everybody's out here enjoying. I see a bunch of SID guys from the back in the day hanging out. a bunch of staff members, a
That's
bunch
what
of
homecoming's all
faculty
about.
members. Yeah, this is awesome, man. I hear seeing all these folks. I see Grayson's mom. He's over there hanging out. Hey, Merrill,
We're getting
this
pictures.
photographer out of Charlotte. Hey, guys, if you're in Charleston and you need a photographer, this lady, call her. I'm telling you, man, she's got it going on. All right. But hey, but listen, again, football. I just don't see any way that Syracuse, the stadium's going to be imposing tomorrow.
Right.
37 in a row, going for a record in the ACC at 38. I think they get that record. We'll talk the scores. I mean, I kind of gave you what I think it's going to be. We'll get that final down here in a minute. But let's talk a little bit more about Syracuse. Their starting corner might not be in the game tomorrow.
That is going to be a crucial loss for Syracuse, where you have guys like Bo Collins, Adam Randall, who told is going to get more involved in this passing game from Streeter, based on just he's doing the little things really, really well. There's a couple holding penalties here and there.
Yep.
Look for him to have a big game. Bo Collins, who was silent against Florida State, I look for him to have a bounce back game. And then obviously the tight ends, Brenningstool and Allen.
Right.
I want to see that. But I do also love to see Shipley put together back-to-back, just phenomenal
Well,
games.
just amazing the production they've gotten out of the tight ends
Yeah.
this year. I mean, coming into the year, I think that was one of the major focal points of this football team was to get that tight end position up and moving, because we've been hearing for years and years about that. And it's been since Dwayne Allen was here that we kind of had a tight end that was, and then you got a Jordan Leggett, which was kind of a different kind of animal. But now you got Bringingstool, who's one of those guys that fits in that little slot area and can create a mismatch nightmare with those linebackers and works out pretty good. And Allen, who happens to be one of the I think soccer just fired up.
There we go.
Yeah, soccer game just fired up. You guys, who are we playing tonight? That's
a blank there.
There's a blank on me. I have to find out for you guys. I'm sorry, that's bad on me. We should know that one. You know that?
Yeah.
All right, but so going back to the tight ends, seeing the production from 84 and from 9 and even 11. If you've watched 7, when he gets in Ennis, he's gotten faster, quicker. Coming off the injury, he had a knee injury as well last year, but you got a group there I'm really impressed with, and in running backs. I mean, with Kobe Pace being out, you got two guys that have really been productive with their chances. I mean, look at Moffa. When he's been in, he's been productive.
Moffa's he shot out of a cannon too, but something that I want to add about the tight ends, they're not just great pass catchers, they're also fantastic blockers.
Yeah.
They've really improved.
Especially Bringingstool has improved in that area, because, I mean, already with 84, you had a guy that's looking at the NFL. You're going to see Davis Allen go to the NFL. He'll get drafted. It won't be a free agent guy. He'll be a 3rd, 4th round guy, I think.
DJ called him a 10-year pro in the making.
Absolutely. I think he's one of those guys. I think he's a guy. You remember Michael Palmer played here a few years back?
I think so,
Played for the Falcons. He's that kind of guy. He's going to go sit in the league for about 10 years at 2 or 3 teams. That's about it.
When you got a guy that does all the little things just right,
yeah,
coaches fall in love with that. Just being a professional, going about your business.
And if you ever see him on special teams, he's a headhunter. He's out there on kickoff coverage, and he's trying to kill people, man. I'm watching him. He's crazy. But I'm just telling you, man, that whole offensive side of the ball, we do our grades. I got a grades article. It's all ready. Grayson sent it the other day, and I've just got to add some more stuff to it, but it's about ready to go out. Probably going to go out tonight or first thing in the morning, along with our prediction. We'll go out tonight.
Yeah.
We'll put the prediction piece out tonight before midnight, because it's a 12 p.m. game tomorrow. And then you'll see me and Grayson live from the press box at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. You'll have the Orange Crush pregame preview show. And then after the game, 15 minutes, we'll have the Orange Crush postgame show.
Yeah, and hopefully I can get my biscuit beforehand.
Biscuit? Hey, man, I'm telling you, eggs up for your breakfast. All right? Eggs up. So, going with that, Grayson, it's about time to talk about football. I mean,
we got our previews,
man. We got some games to pick on here, too.
Okay.
And I'm going to invite Jason up from I Bleed Orange. Josh, JJ, come on up, Josh. Yeah, he better bring something up. Look, yeah, he owes us this. We're owed this. This is the good stuff, folks. This is the I Bleed Orange Dottie's Toffee Chocolate. This stuff is like crack for adults. I'm sorry. It's amazing. It's addicting. I sat down and ate a whole bag of this by myself one day. You got to get some of this stuff. Matter of fact, this will be tonight's sideline food while I'm over there watching the Daniel Lions for a few minutes. Set that down before I open it now. As a Facebook group, I Bleed On. And as you can
we Save the Tatas, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. 20% of all sales from these pink shirts, I'll be a strong shirts, go to Dabo's All In Fund.
All In Foundation. There you go. There's you go.
IBleedOrangeClub.com.
All right, so let's get these picks going.
All right, we start with Ole Miss at LSU. I got to get my list out so I make sure everything's correct.
Okay. Ole Miss. There's great games this weekend, by the way.
Yes, got to love this stuff, guys. So, all right, our first pick, Iowa at Ohio State. Iowa's a tough out. but Ohio State has been on fire this year.
That's pretty
One of the top teams in
easy.
the country.
That's an easy
It's
one.
one of those upset
Iowa
ones
can't
throw out
score
there.
against air. Ohio State scores on everybody. It's a 21 to 28 point blowout.
All right, I got
Yeah, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yeah,
Ohio State, definitely.
yeah, the Buckeyes.
We got our next game, Ole Miss at LSU. We got Brian Kelly 5-2. We got Jackson Dart and the 7-0 Ole Miss Rebels, who came off of a struggle against Auburn. We were watching that on the way to FSU.
Auburn's trying to fight for their coach's job, it looks like, aren't they? Yeah.
I'm taking Ole Miss, but I think it's going to be closer than what people probably believe.
I'm going to go with Ole Miss as well. I just don't think LSU is a complete team yet. I think you see a team that's on 1 week off the next. They just haven't put it all together. Now, they got the pieces there, and they got a good coach, but I just don't see it this year. I think Ole Miss has got more there going on, more continuity. That running game is something that they got to overcome too. Really good.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Exactly what Gary said.
All right. So next we have will be College Game Day. UCLA at Oregon. Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Bo Nix both putting up unbelievable numbers. But can you trust Bo Nix in a big game? That's always been the question.
I don't know, but you know what I did see this week? I saw Bo Nix on College Game Day or college football live, and he was complaining that at Oregon they didn't have a Chick-fil-A on campus like they did at Auburn. Now Clemson has one on campus. I know that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a Chick-fil-A here, but he's right. There wasn't. But guess what happens? The Chick-fil-A sends a food truck up, and he's out there serving Chick-fil-A's to everybody. Yeah, then that's what happens when you're that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got the Sweeney rally.
There goes the Sweeney right there.
All right.
But so I'm going to go with this game. You know, this is a good game, and I really like this one going in there. But I'm going to go with the home team.
I'm going to go with UCLA.
I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the home team, Oregon, and because of defense, I think in a home crowd, Alton can be a heck of a place to play. It's small, 45,000, I think, really tight on top of you and loud. And I'm going to go Oregon. I'm going to say Pac-12 football, you can't trust what you see. And you can't. I've never been able to trust anything at UCLA.
UCLA for me.
Quack, quack, go Ducks.
There you go.
We got to get you a headgear piece, Josh. All right. Next up, we have Texas at Oklahoma State. That Texas team is rolling. Oklahoma State just coming off that loss to TCU. I like Texas in this one. That's a tough loss to rebound from.
That's a tough loss to rebound time, but man, you're talking about going and playing up there in Oklahoma State, and that's another tough place to play. Yeah. They got the paddles out beating on the side of the front rows and all that stuff. I'm going to go with the Cowboys in this one, and I'll be honest with you, it might be ugly.
Might be ugly.
Yep.
Close game, Cowboys.
Close game, Cowboys. Next one, we got Alabama, Mississippi State coming to town against Alabama, just coming off a loss. You got to pray for the Bulldogs in this matchup.
Yeah. You got to pray for the Bulldogs, but this is a team that throws the ball 31 times average, 31 average receptions in a game, over 341 yards and passing yards a game. This football team can score, okay? And Alabama had one problem last week. What was it?
It was pass
defense. I don't think you want to see Alabama playing Mississippi State when they got problems with pass defense, and that's what's going on right now. I think you see Alabama win, but it's another one of these high-scoring, crazy games like they just got themselves into. And don't be surprised if Mississippi State beats them. You might see that Tennessee loss get them twice.
Might be twice.
You might see them lose.
I think Alabama's going to be mad. They don't like to lose, and they're going to come back and play angry. I think Alabama's going to win.
I was listening to a thing this morning, on Monday morning, about Alabama said we lacked focus and we were anxious for the game. Usually what they do to other people, Tennessee was doing to them.
Yeah.
I could not believe what I was hearing. But our next game, and our final game.
Oh, yeah.
Clemson and Syracuse.
Oh, that's an easy
matchup.
I mean, it's an easy one. We all know we're going to pick the Tigers, and I'm going to go with the 13.5. I'm going to say the Tigers win this game, and I'm going to go 34-14.
I'm going to take the Tigers 28-10.
38-10. Clemson. Shipley has about 140 yards. DJ has a great game. Defense plays good.
Oh, wow.
A little
elaboration going on here.
It's homecoming, guys.
Yeah, it is homecoming.
JJ Starnes, marketing recruiter for Clemson, and analyst as well.
Yeah. By the way, guys, if you want to get in touch with us, find us on Facebook. Josh can get you hooked up with an ad package from if you want to come with Clemson Sports News. He's our marketing director as well. And again, I Bleed Orange. Go over there and find some great merchandise. He's got it available. We also have it available on our website. You can click right through to his Facebook group, and they got some really cool stuff. And like he said, 20% of these pink shirts are going to All In Foundation. Okay. Yep. So guys, Tigers, homecoming, Clemson, beautiful people everywhere. I want to say good night to everybody. I'm going to head and watch a little bit of high school football, some Friday Night Lights. Grab a bite to eat up early tomorrow in Press Box. See you guys 11 a.m.
Good time.
11 a.m., right? Yeah. All right. Go Tigers. We'll talk to you then.